Hey everybody, it's Chad from Stick's Blog. I'm Stick, and today I want to talk about a new sleeping pad that just came in the mail. Now before I get real involved in that, I want to say that as a lot of you probably already know, I'm a huge fan of the original Neo Air. My sleeping pad of choice is the regular size 20 inches wide by 72 inches long original Neo Air, and I use this for year round. I use it during the summer, I use it during the winter. During the winter, I'll just, if it gets cold enough, I'll just take a lighter closed-tail foam pad and just lay over the top of it, and it does great. This sleeping pad here weighs 13.8 ounces, and in my opinion, that's not bad considering it's a full-size pad. And just to throw it out there, I just want to say that I'm really upset with Thermarest for deciding to stop making these and making the X-Lights and the X-Therms, and by actually cutting the corners just to cut a little bit of weight. In my opinion, that wasn't a great way to go, but you know, that's just one person's opinion. But anyway, saying that, this is actually, I would say that this is probably my #1 most favorite piece of backpacking gear that I own, and this goes with me on every one of my backpacking trips. Doesn't matter if it's an SUL trip or you know, if it's just whatever. This piece of gear always goes with me. And also another thing, I never really store it this way anymore. Even in my backpack, I typically fold it up and use it as a kind of like a frame in my pad. Of course, it doesn't get rigid enough to actually provide any support, but that's where it usually rides in my backpack. But anyway, this video is not about this sleeping pad. And just for reference, just to show you, I'm sure this has been done so many times. But this is a 1 liter Nalgene. You can see it there, and then you can see how big it is there. And I'm just doing this so I can compare this sleeping pad that I have here. Now this is the new sleeping pad that I have, and just go ahead and pull it out and show you. I don't know if you can see that. Minimal packaging, I will say that. That's cool. But if you can see that, this is the Klymit Static V. Full-size sleeping pad. And the reason I got this thing is really I can give all the credit to John Abella. He just recently wrote up a pretty detailed, lengthy review of the Klymit Static V pad over on his blog, and just reading through it, you know, I just kind of bought this actually on a whim. And the two things I will say that actually pushed me over the edge to actually get this, considering how much I love this, is the fact that it's 23 inches wide, so it is actually 3 inches wider than my Neo Air. But also, the retail on these is only 59 bucks, and I found one, I mean, not really much searching at all, for $52. So I decided to go ahead and pick it up. And if you're interested, I actually got it off of Amazon, and the name of the seller is Outdoor Northwest. And I actually ordered this last Thursday, I believe, and today is Tuesday, and keep in mind yesterday was Labor Day, so that's how fast they got it processed and shipped out to me. And I don't believe they have, I'm not sure, 100% sure where it came from. I'll give you a, okay, it came from Oregon, so it came from pretty much the farthest point away from me that you can get. It came from Klymit, Oregon, and I live in Mississippi. So, but anyway, just a few things. Oh yeah, real quick, just to show you this thing here. It's the same size as my Neo Air. Actually, it may even be just a hair smaller in diameter. Real quick, the listed weight on this is 18.1 ounces. Now, I will say inside this, there is a repair kit, and there is, of course, the stuff sack, which I'll remove the stuff sack and I'll just take the pieces of the repair kit that I actually need to use, that I'll actually need on a backpacking trip. I won't actually take the entire thing if I can help it. But real quick, let me just see here. I'm going to weigh this and see what I get. I get 18.6 ounces. Now, like I said, keep in mind that does include the stuff sack, which I will not use, and it also includes the repair kit, which I will take that. In my opinion, going out in the field with a sleeping pad that's an air pad and not carrying a repair kit is just asking for it, and I mean, it's just silly. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. Here's the repair kit and the stuff sack. So real quick, what I want to do is just weigh how much the pad itself weighs. And it's 17.9 ounces, so it looks like the stuff sack and the repair set actually weighs 0.7 ounces. So just the pad itself is 17.9 ounces, and for those of you that prefer grams, that's 507 grams. And for reference, my full-size Neo Air is 391 grams, or 13.8 ounces exactly. So 14, 15, 16, 17. So this pad is 4.1 ounces heavier than this pad. So anyway, just a couple of things real quick about this pad. Let's see. According to this, it is 72 inches long, which is cool with me because I'm not a tall person. I'm only 5 foot 10 inches, so I like the fact that they made this 23 inches wide but only kept it at 72 inches long. I know that was one thing that John said that he wasn't happy with because he is taller than I am, so I can understand that, but I'm going to take that for what it's worth and be happy with it. Sorry, John. And it is 2.5 inches thick. However, it is 23 inches wide, and like I said, that's what really gets me. Another thing, this actually uses 75 denier nylon. I guess it's nylon. Polyester fabric is what it says. Whereas this material is 30 denier. So this material is going to be much stronger than this. So I probably wouldn't feel too bad about just throwing this on the ground. You know, of course I'm going to clear the area, but I would probably not feel too bad about just throwing this on the ground like I would this. I'm particular with this one, and I think you should be. Even with this one, I should be. But I would just, you know, that's my feelings. Also, this one, let's see, anything else I want to say about it? Oh, yes. One thing I will say about this is they do not list it on their website, but John Abella, I believe, has actually spoken with some of the guys at Klymit, and the R value that he got is a little bit over 1. Maybe 1.7, I can't remember 100% for sure. I'll try to go back on his blog and look that number up and post it right here in the video. However, saying that, that is kind of a downfall. Despite that this one is only 4 ounces heavier than this one, I do like it because it's wider. However, it's got a lower R value. It may be 1.2, I can't remember. It should have been posted already. But anyway, it's got a much lower R value. And like I said, I use this one just fine throughout the year. But I do think that with my 1/8 inch sleeping pad, closed cell foam pad, I might be pushing a little bit trying to go with just this one. But I'll see. Hey, you know, that's what I got it for. And if worse comes to worse, I can just, you know, use this as a loaner pad. I've got enough of them already, but it'll just be another one. It'll be lighter than the other ones. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open this thing up. And I'm actually going to open both of them up. This is not a comparison video. I'm just using it to say that this is what I have been using and this is what I'm going to try out. But just for a comparison, I am going to open this up. Let's get that. Anyway, I am going to open this up, blow it up, and then I'll do some more video. And I'll show you just how wide it is. So let me get that going and I'll be right back. Okay, so there it is. This is the Klymit Static V sleeping pad, and I'm actually wondering what's going on here. You'll notice there's 2 white X's, and that makes me wonder what the deal is. If maybe is this a return, or is that something that comes factory? Not really sure. Here's their nozzle. It's similar to the Neo Air. You actually have to push in, or to close it you have to push in and turn it. I think it's about a 1/4 turn or something like that though. But anyway, it was easier for me to blow this up than it typically is for me to blow up the Neo Air. It just seemed easy. It took me 11 breaths. I what I did. And it's blown up pretty well, but it doesn't seem quite as firm as the Neo Air. I don't know. Real quick, what I want to do is just throw the Neo Air on top of it and see how it is. Also, another thing, if you'll notice, it is tapered on the end rather than just completely squared like the Neo Air. Of course, that shouldn't matter considering the small amount of taper. So hang on just a second. Okay, so there you go. If you'll notice here, looks like the Neo Air is actually just a little bit longer, because if you go up here, so I'm going to say the Neo Air is a little bit longer, and actually I know it's only a matter of 3 inches, but let me try this. Okay, there we go. I've got both pads pushed up against the bookcase here, so there is a little bit of difference there. So, I'm going to say, so far, things aren't looking as promising as I'd hoped. Now, the last thing I want to do is just lay on this thing and see what I think, because it actually does feel quite thin. Doesn't necessarily feel uncomfortable. I don't know, to be honest, first impressions, I'm liking my Neo Air a whole lot better. I may see if I can blow this thing up just a little bit more, see if I can get it just a little bit firmer. I do like a firm pad. I like my Neo Air. I like to blow it up all the way rather than how some people will suggest to blow it up and then let like a 1/4% or 25% or something like that out. I like to blow it up firm. First impressions on laying on it though, I feel like it's thinner, and I don't know if you'll notice, but the way that this pad works, as you can see, it's actually there's a lot of the pad that's not even blown up. It's just all chambers, which you know is kind of to be expected, because Klymit got their big name from their Inertia X pad or whatever it's called, and a lot of you know that it's really just kind of a skeleton of a sleeping pad. So I don't know, it's definitely different. I'm not calling it quits on it just yet, but I am going to say that I'm not as impressed with it as I was hoping I would be. Anyway, I have a trip coming up in October. Actually, I'm going to have to wait till October. But on that trip, I plan on carrying this sleeping pad, and I'll give it a go then. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to do a first look kind of unboxing thing. So if anybody out there has used one of these pads, feel free to let me know. I know, John, like I said, I know you've used one, and you really like it, so that must mean something. So I'm not blowing this off, like I said. I'm going to give it some more shots. Of course, you know, I just opened this thing up, so what do I really know about it? But anyway, so that's the Klymit Static V sleeping pad. Getting out of the light there. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.